So what you're saying is, you pee and think about me.
Occasionally. Don't let your head get too big.
That's the most romantic thing anyone's ever said about me. Steve and Jason met while co-hosting one of the first podcasts ever, hundreds of miles away from each other, but bonded through the magic of the internet. Since the end of that podcast in 2023, the geeky guys decided to keep on hanging out and keep podcasting, because still after all these years, Steve and Jason are having a real fun time.
So it's that time of year again. Time for something to go wrong with Jason and time to go to the doctor.
This is not an annual thing. Do not act like you go to the doctor for an annual physical. You are not a healthy man.
No. I did not say annual physical. You weren't listening. I said something to go wrong with Jason and go to the doctor.
That's why you have an annual physical, because about once a year, something goes wrong with everybody.
I thought the physical was like the maintenance. It's like the appointment you have to just, upkeep and just make sure things are running okay. And also give you a baseline.
Yeah, so they have a point in time that they can point at. It's like, no, here, this is the year you got fat.
You'll never catch me as I've run away.
It's when your wife and you lived in different time zones and you just ate whatever you wanted for 8 months. You got fat.
I don't need them to tell me when that happened. I'm quite aware when and how it continues. And they did weigh me right after I got there, and I knew that was going to happen. But seeing the weight right there, where I can't lie about it to myself on a scale, just me in the bathroom, was kind of illuminating. But
there is something about having another person write down your weight in pen that makes it feel so much more real. And that's why we go to the doctor.
That's a great way to introduce yourself to the nurse or the first person to smack the papers out of their hands. It's like, no, write down a different number.
Write down that I'm good. My wife checks these.
She does. She's in clinical trials, so she knows how to read, like charts and doctors' notes and everything like that. So how to decipher things. So she did at one point say like, oh, well, if you don't understand something, let me see it and I can tell you what it is. And I'm like, because you're going to know something before I do. And you're going to be like, oh, it's like, what? What's the O about? Stop eating so many damn chips. Well, that's not what the chart says, is it? Are you just telling me that?
Okay, but no, here's an idea. All right. You know how gender reveal parties have taken over the world, and now that's how everyone gets all the news ever? We should have diagnosis reveal parties where you show results to somebody and they make a cake, and it's like different colors based on how screwed you are. And you cut into the cake, and it's just a big note that says, no more cake, you're diabetic.
I was going to say, yeah, it's going to be like somebody actually pops out of the cake to say, stop eating, fat ass. That's not a fun party. Maybe for like everybody else, but I want to have fun at the party too.
Yeah, betting is huge right now. Like DraftKings for medical problems. It's just as immoral.
DraftKings for maladies has to be a thing, especially given our current, I'm just going to gesture everywhere, all this. Well, what I went to the doctor for was some lower back pain that began relatively suddenly, and it was on the side with my kidneys. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get checked out just in case it is something serious. I don't think it is, but I've been a while, so let's go get checked out. So,
not a doctor. Isn't there a kidney on each side? Isn't both sides the side with your kidneys?
Also, not a doctor. I have no idea.
You were so sure in the way you said that. Like, it was the side with my kidneys. Like, you would say, like, it was of your appendix, and you're like, okay, yeah, that could be like, wait, kidneys? Wait, have I been kidneying wrong?
I have no idea, honestly. I will admit that, again, I went to my wife to ask her this just to see what her thoughts were. She might not know. I don't know. But I asked her, and she said, yes, that is where they are. Now, that may have been not her answering, yes, that's where your kidneys are. Or she may have just said, yes, the kidney on that side is right there. I don't know. I just assumed. Good. You confirmed what I thought. I'm moving on now. The bad thing is that I've now told many people the same thing I just told you, and they just nod. But I feel like now they were nodding in a way that's just like, this dumbass doesn't know where his kidneys are.
Well, or they could be like, oh, Jason only has one kidney, and now the other one's failing. I'll have to see if I can donate to him so that he can live.
I would be a Larry David type. Gets a kidney donated when I don't need it. Like, well, I got this extra kidney. What should I do with it?
Sell it.
I sold it so I could buy a video game.
Trade it for that Switch 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a big game coming out I wanted to get, so I was like, well. So yes, for that reason, I decided to go get checked out. So I go to the doctor, and the nurse comes and checks things out, takes the vitals. Doctor will be with you. Cool. Doctor comes in. Young, pretty attractive female doctor.
Crap. That is the worst thing that could happen.
It's not bad, and it's not terribly notable, other than I've never had a female doctor before, let alone young, fairly attractive one. But so it was just a quick little nice. And then she could do her job. So that was perfectly fine. And she asks all the questions she needs to ask, and I answer them. And she basically says, yeah, this does not sound like a kidneys thing. If you did have a kidney problem, this is what would probably be happening. And she describes all these other problems. It's like, yep, I don't have any of that. Okay, we're probably fine. But she's like, okay, hop up on the table and real quick, we'll do like a quick exam just to show you. And she says, okay, she feels different places around my midsection, feels back where, you know, the kidney or kidneys, I don't know. I'm not going to do it now, but I'm definitely going to Google that later and see how dumb I was. And go find all the people I said that to and apologize to. I now know where the kidney is, and just don't think I'm a dumbass, okay?
Meanwhile, my lung is really hurting me. This is where our lungs are, right? Both of our lungs are right here.
I'm not even going to get into anything else because I have no idea.
You do know we have 2 lungs, one on each side, right?
Sure, probably, yes.
All right.
Makes sense. Divide them up to, divide and conquer. Don't put them on both on one side because that's going to fail more frequently.
That's why our liver is stupid.
So she, the final test she does is she's like, I'm going to try this. And I'm like, okay, what's this going to be? And then she fairly hard raps on my back, like not punches, but does like a quick with her knuckle. And I mean, I was like, okay, like a wince maybe, but just like, oh, okay, didn't expect that. All right, yep, I can take that. My son punches me harder. That's fine. And she says like, okay, I don't think it's the kidneys, because if I'd done that and you had a problem with your kidneys, you would have just jumped off the table. And I'm like, what? That doesn't sound like a safe test, but thanks. So
we've established all doctors are bullies.
I mean, it's a good reason. If you want to bully people and get away with it at work, doctor's a good profession for you, because most people don't know when they're getting bullied, and you just get away with it and charge them hundreds of dollars for the service.
They'll do whatever you tell them. They'll take their pants off. It's real easy. You've taken your pants off at a doctor. Don't look at me like that.
Oh, I thought you meant the doctor will take their pants off if you ask them to.
No. People you're bullying as a doctor will take their pants off for you.
I'm sure I have. It's not been very often. I remember doing it for the physical when I played baseball in high school. Actually, I think I was in middle school, but I had to go to the high school, which is weird. First time I went to the high school was to drop my pants and let somebody touch my balls.
That's not how a physical works, Jason.
Yes, it is. Don't do that. I know that much. I don't know where the freaking kidneys are, but I know that somebody has to touch your balls to make sure you don't have cancer. I do it all the time. It's my excuse. What's Dad doing? Checking for cancer. Don't worry. Out on the porch? Yeah. I can do it because
sometimes there's cancer on the porch.
Cancer can happen everywhere, kids. You gotta check constantly. I'm checking your mother right now. Sometimes I like to check us both at the same time. Oh my God, where did this go? I don't do any of that. I'm a good man. It's you trying to prove to me what physicals are. Yes, it's your fault. I went back too far the other way. Swung the other direction. See, I know what a physical is. I touch my balls all the time. Doing it right now. You just can't see. So she performs that test and says, I don't think it's your kidneys. I think you're good. Let's do a pee test just in case. And so she says, okay, here's what you're going to do. You go in this room, give your sample. There's a cabinet there to put it in. And once you've done that, then you're free to go. I'll let you know about the results if they're abnormal. I do tell her that I have had trouble giving samples before, and I also went to the bathroom just before I came because I'm stupid and didn't think, oh, kidney problems, I'll probably have to pee in a cup. So I go into the bathroom. It's a tiny bathroom. It has a cutout shelf in the wall that just has stacks of what look like coffee cups. These do not look like pee cups. They're not plastic. They're just like cardboard cups with a plastic lid that say urine collection container written on there. Not like a barista writes your name on there, but like printed on there. So that's, kind of odd. And then I'm looking and I'm like, I don't see what she was talking about for the cabinet. And I'm like looking at things. I'm looking at the wall, and there's only one thing on there, but it looks like a fuse box or something. Open it up and see all the fuses in there. So I look at that and I'm like, I guess this is a cabinet maybe? So I open it, and sure enough, Jigsaw from the Saw movies is the only thing I can liken this to. So it's an older setup they have. They haven't updated a whole lot of stuff. So this is just a wooden in between two rooms shelf cabinet area that has cups. Luckily, these cups don't actually have specimens in them. They're more like the plastic cups that I expected to pee into, but those are not for me, apparently. I'm supposed to use these other ones.
Was there pee in those?
Not that I saw. I didn't want to start going through everybody's specimens. Also, again, this goes to another room. So there's every chance that I'm going to be standing there like trying to pee. My pants are down or who knows what. And somebody's going to be there. I'm like going to have to talk to them. I don't want that to happen at all. So I close it quickly. I'm like, okay. So that's where my specimen goes when I'm done with it. Keep that door closed. I don't want a Sesame Street situation. Oh, hi there, neighbor. How's it going? Yep, just trying to pee in here. That's what everybody does. Yep, I talk to people while they're peeing. That's my job. So, as is the case every single time I have to pee in a cup and leave it for someone else, it takes freaking forever. I use the cups that I'm not using to try and pee into to drink water. I chug so much water trying to make myself pee. And I don't want to leave this bathroom because Lord knows somebody else might come with a similar problem. I'm guessing this is the bathroom they have where this is done. So if somebody else needs to perform a test, they're probably going to come in if I leave. So I shouldn't leave. So sometimes at home, I'll have to pee if I've been sitting here for a long time. And all of a sudden, as soon as I stand up, it just shifts the right parts of my body. No idea, no judgment on what they are. But it shifts things in a way that's like, okay, now I need to pee. Okay, go, quick. Because you've had to do this for a long time, but because you were sitting, it just didn't happen. So I was sitting there forever on the toilet, and I'm like, okay, I need to stand up. So again, very small space. So I pace back and forth. It's such a tight space. A pace is like rock back and forth on the same, don't move. And
who does number one work for? Who does number one work for?
To distract myself, I was tempted to open that cabinet and wait for somebody to just open the other side. Hey, while I'm waiting in here, what are you going to talk about?
You played Silk Song yet? More like Silk Dong, am I right?
Oh, hey, open the door. Come on. That's not cool. I have to be here.
It's never happened on Laughing.
Yes. Given the other person, that might have been a reference they got, but damn, no one else will. So, and several times while I'm rocking back and forth and trying to do this pacing thing, I almost knock the other cups off into the toilet. It's a couple of times when it's a tight space, so I graze them with my shoulder, and then I overreact and Mr. Bean them into the toilet. So I sat there for at least an hour, and finally drank enough water, sat long enough, pushed, even though I didn't want to push too hard because, I didn't want to create other problems. And it finally happened, and I was finally able to leave. Of course, once it finally does happen, if I drink so much water, I really have to pee, so I have a hard time cutting it off. I'm like, oh, stop. I don't want to pee all over my hand. I get the specimen, which
Another cup?
I can't reach them at that point. I only got one.
Told you sitting to pee would be your downfall.
Man, I tried standing there for so long, and I'm like, this is not happening at all. I have to sit. He'll be ashamed, but it'll be fine. So I get the cup filled. It's pretty full. And I'm like, okay, I have to finish peeing, so I can't cut this off forever. I'm, again, going to do more damage. So, looking around, I'm like, there is nowhere besides the floor to sit this cup of pee. a little shelf anywhere. Just, put this here while you're finishing your job. So I lean as far as I can to get to the sink and put it on the sink. And I'm like, if this spills into the sink, I'm going to kill myself. But if I kick it over on the floor and spill pee all over the floor, I'll really be in trouble. So please just stay up there while I finish and clean up. So I did, got the lid on it, and wrote my name on there. And my birth date, which is, I guess, kind of Starbucks-like. And put it in the cabinet, and I put it in there, and I'm like, is this close enough? Are they going to see this? I hope they see it. She said they'd see it. Surely they're going to see this, right? So I turned it so the
Do I
name
need
will
to
be...
ring a bell?
I was looking. I could have knocked. And then close the door.
Ding dong ditch him with a cup of pee. That's a new prank. TikTok, get on that.
I mean, yeah, it could be a prank, but it's what I'm here to do. So it's not a prank. I'm being awkward about how I'm telling them my pee is ready. So the final aspect of it is, I finally leave and I'm like, man, I really hope I don't run into that doctor. That'd be really nice if I can just leave and not see anyone. I leave, and as soon as I get out the door, there's a small desk where people can sit. She is sitting right there. She looks me right in the eyes, and I don't say a word. I just leave. Because, yeah, I'm the guy that just sat in there for an hour. Lord knows what I was doing, but I probably peed in a cup finally and left it for you to inspect later. But bye, lady. If I wanted to make it truly awkward, I guess I could have said, "You're pretty," and then ran out.
What you should have done to really make it awkward is like, I know this is a more modern age and we don't do things the old way, but it's really hard to provide a sample without some kind of porn in there. I really had to scrape the bottom of the barrel, if you know what I mean. Anyway, enjoy the specimen.
Now I wish I'd done something like that, so at least it would have been stupid and not just awkward and weird. That's how I left.
I love this show. Once my wife, she said, I listened to your podcast and I see why you like it. It's definitely your sense of humor. Like, yes, because I make it. But
that's why we have no listeners. We like it. No one else does.
I love the idea of you just struggling to pee and feeling so proud as you got halfway, and then so nervous as you got 3/4, and then just absolutely having a panic attack as you got to 95% of that cup.
It's also, so I've been in situations like that where you're supposed to pee and provide it, and it wasn't actually me that had to do it. It was my wife, was in the hospital, or somebody else was in the hospital, and they collected their pee, and I told them that I would, help provide it for the test or whatever afterward. And so they give you a special seat cup that you pee into, and that's just where your pee goes, and it's big, so it collect whatever you got, and that is what you then provide for the sample. This was literally just pee into a cup, and I'm like, I don't know how to hold this thing and not touch my hand on the toilet because ew, and don't drop it because that's bad, and don't get splashback because that's probably going to happen. I finally just said, forget it. I don't care. And my hand is like resting on the inside of the bowl. So again, as soon as I finished, I didn't touch my pants or anything. I waddled over to the sink with my pants down still. I was just washing up like, ew, 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 toilet, ew, ew. So the cup was covered in toilet germs, which I hope is usually the case, but my hands were pristine by the time I put it in there. So yes, I'm glad my pain is your pleasure. And I will say that the notes I took, I was taking while I was going through it, because I'm like, well, this is at least going to make for a good show. He's going to enjoy it.
So what you're saying is you pee and think about me.
Occasionally. Don't let your head get too big.
That's the most romantic thing anyone's ever said about me.
I cannot wait until you are reunited with your wife. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Steve and Jason Are Having a Real Fun Time. We hope you had a real fun time too. Please like us on whatever platform you found us on, and, well, just like us in general.